You might be saying that you can do this just as well with a regular top link or even using a chain as a top link. And you can. You absolutely can. But let me show you why it's not as good. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and today I'm going to mow around my pond banks. I do that with a rotary cutter on my compact tractor. And I think probably a lot of people do it that way. But what I've found to be a real game changer to doing a good job and making it easier is a hydraulic top link on the back of the tractor. So this is my hydraulic top link, and it's not on there right now because I've got a damaged hose right here. Because if I bring this all the way up, depending on what I'm doing or what attachment I have, this can get in a bind and I've got a leak. So I'm gonna have to replace this hose. And my advice when you set this up would definitely be to get an elbow right here to make that less likely to happen. So I'm gonna get this fixed up, then we'll go down and mow around the pond. Boy, I tell you, that thing is plumb dumb boogered up. And I was worried the way it was coming out of there that it wasn't gonna screw out and had damaged the threads in that check valve. Man, it's sure twisted the threads here. That got shoved up in there pretty hard. But I was gonna mention before I go get a new hose that I have a few different videos on setting up a hydraulic top and tilt kit. And I'm gonna link to those videos at the end of this video. I think the top cylinder is the most important. It's really great. But if you've got 2 sets of rear remote hydraulic ports and you can get that tilt cylinder, it really opens up more possibilities, especially like, say, angling with a box blade or something like that. So I'll link to those videos because it took me a couple tries to figure out all the things that you really need to know and the things that can be hang-ups for you. This is the new setup. We're not sticking up as high right here. I think when I go too far lifting this, the impact point is up here. So I got this lowered down and have it coming off to the side. That should help. Just in case you guys haven't bought a lot of hydraulic hoses, when you ever need one, my advice is probably don't go to your dealership. These hoses with fittings are like $150 to $200 at my local dealership. And it's like $37 or $41 or something like that at a small hydraulic hose dealer locally, where they make that hose for you in about 3 minutes. No hassle. Just walk in, walk out, save a bunch of money by dealing with a smaller business. I think a lot of people will comment and say that you don't have to have the hydraulic top link to do this. And that's true. You can extend your top link all the way out. Now my top link won't go this far, and so it wouldn't be able to get the same angle that I am. But if you extend it all the way out, the brush cutter, most of them, have this built-in mechanism that allows this to fold back when it bottoms out. And you could use that, drop it down as far as it will go, and as you back off the bank, it'll drop down, and when you come up, it'll raise back up. And you could do the same thing by putting a longer chain on here that would let it drop way down. You wouldn't have to mess with the levers. But as you come back up, with the way my bank is, where it comes down and then drops off, that at the point where the angle changes, the tail wheel's not touching, but the sides of the brush cutter are, and I'm scalping and digging ruts with the sides of the brush cutter. And it'd work, it would get it cut. It's probably better than using a weed eater on the whole pond. But that's why this is better. It's precision. It allows you to do it under control. The way that angle changes is under control. Let's take a look at the spots I did, because I did a big section of that with just extending my link out and leaving it extended out. I just love watching that windmill spin and aerate the pond at the same time. Fantastic. But let's look at this. This is the section where I was using the hydraulic top link, and you can see there are no gouges anywhere in the ground. And then halfway through, I decided to test out what it would look like if you didn't do that. And right here, I left my top link extended as I was coming down this in an angle, and I scalped all this ground right here. And then I continued to do that. I scalped a little here, and here, and here. And that is, like I said a minute ago, the tail wheel comes off the ground, the tractor's on the ground, I've got my brush cutter lifted up, but the angle is so steep that the only thing touching the ground is the sides of the brush cutter. We scalped here, nothing across this, which is a divot, and then we scalped all of this. I'm sure you noticed I skipped a little section. It's because I've got rebar staked in the ground there as the points where we're going to line up the new bridge. And I know I've been talking about it for a long time, but that project's about to happen. And so I'm going to have to weed eat around those stakes. I don't want to hit them with the brush hog. It's actually rebar. So now I just have to clean up the island. Anytime I do this, I always get comments about the fact I'm throwing grass into the pond. And with the shape of my pond anyway, I only see two choices. You trim it and throw grass in the pond, or you let it be overgrown. I don't see any way to keep the pond trimmed up and looking nice that doesn't throw grass in the pond. It's just what it is. So if you have any suggestions how that works, let me know. But anyway, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.